Is there something different happening in the world of science?
Yeah, I would say that there's a few sort of trends that are kind of converging here, and we probably don't have time to get into all of them. But if I were to punch through the three big ones, is that the biotech space in general is just going to continue to be a great spot for investment. We're in the world of COVID, and we spent all of 2020, reading about clinical trials on the front page of every newspaper, and we're learning about new Greek letters like Omicron today. But really, the biotech space on a fundamental level is benefiting from the sequencing of the human genome that happened 20 years ago. And just now we're able to make drugs smarter and faster than ever before, because it takes, decades to go from that initial set of discoveries to drugs. The second big trend that I think is really the why now for this space is that a decade ago, we just didn't understand what was changing in our cells to drive these diseases of aging. And because of, the step-by-step progress that's been made across academia, we now have this list. Cambrian studies 13 different drivers of aging, and we've been able to create drugs targeting those drivers, those cellular changes that happen. And this is creating, this space as a real thing for the first time. And that's really the paradigm shift that's happening.
Hey, James, I see you stem cell PhD, so we can talk about just one thing. And let me just, sure. It's a little in the weeds, but how do we focus on extending the life of the organism rather than extending the life of the cell? Because you know what happens when you extend the life of the cell. That's not good for anybody. So there's, the telomeres, telomerase, there's those ideas. Then you're just going to breed cancer. So how do you, theoretically, if you make a cell immortal, that's like the last thing you want to do. You want it to, so how do you focus on the organism itself and extending the life there rather than the individual cell?
Yeah, I would love to talk with you guys for like half an hour about this, but the short version is that if you target each and any of these drivers of aging in an intelligent way, what you get is not just an extension of the cellular lifespan, which is what you see when you give a cell unlimited telomeres, and that causes cancer, as you rightly pointed out. But when you target these in a smart way and fix the damage that's building up, you actually can change what we call health span, the time spent in good health of an entire organism. And the field has been able to do that with more than 75 different interventions now. You change one thing, target one of these drivers of aging, and the whole organism lives longer and healthier. And so for each of the interventions that we do, like let's take telomeres, for example, we run out of telomeres little by little as we get older, right. But we've figured out a way to extend those telomeres, regenerating ourselves on a cellular level without having to increase the risk of cancer. And like solving those problems, which wasn't possible 20 years ago when telomeres and telomerase were discovered, but is possible now, is part of this paradigm shift that's happening.
That's exciting. And yeah, I would certainly like brain cells to last a lot longer. And then I was thinking hair cells, follicles. Is there any way to extend, just indefinitely for...
Yeah, it's something that, when people think about aging, they think about hair grain and hair loss. It's something very, very popular, but
that's probably commercially, that's commercially near term something you can work. I want to let it get back to Andrew. He wants to talk serious things, but send me some info on the hair stuff. No.
Keep going on the hair. Joe and I talk about the hair all the time.
So the fascinating thing about hair, just really quickly, is that, hair loss and like age-related diseases aren't actually linked. So the things that cause us to age and get more likely to be sick aren't the same things that are kind of the causes of hair loss. So they're very, very different topics. We don't work an awful lot on hair loss for that reason, because we're much more interested in preventing cancer and Alzheimer's disease than the hair loss problem. But if there was a good opportunity that was related to one of these drivers of aging, we'd probably jump on it.